Hi everyone, I am Lapus Alejandro Nino. Our presentation explores Kant's categorical imperative and how it applies to real-life ethical problems. We have three objectives. Understand Kant's categorical imperative. Apply the categorical imperative to real-life ethical dilemmas. Develop critical thinking, ethical reasoning, teamwork, and communication skills. Introduction. Kant's idea of morality isn't about what feels good or what gets the best result. It's about doing what's right always. His categorical imperative says that a truly moral action is something you'd want everyone to do all the time. This shows respect for everyone's worth as a person. Imagine this, you find a lost wallet with a lot of money inside. What do you do? Keep it or try to return it to the owner? This is classical ethical dilemma. According to Kant's philosophy, treating the owner as simply means to an end, like getting rich of their loss, is wrong. The owner has a right to their property, and keeping the wallet disrespects that right. We should treat people as ends in themselves, respecting their ownership and rights. Universalisability. Ask yourself, if everyone did this, would it still work? Did an action create a contradiction or make something impossible? If everyone did it, then it's wrong. For example, lying. If everyone lied, trust will disappear, making lying pointless.
Treat people as ends, not just as means. It means you should respect others as real people with their own thoughts, feelings, and goals. Not just use them to get what you want. For example, if you trick a classmate into doing your work without telling them the full reason you're using them, that's wrong because you're not treating them fairly. Instead, be honest and give people the choice to help you. Respect their dignity, not just their usefulness to you. Act according to the self-chosen moral laws. It means making choices based on what for and rights for everyone, not just what benefits you. Before you act, ask yourself, what if everyone did this? If the answer leads to a bad result, then it's probably not the right thing to do. For example, if everyone cheated, grades would be meaningless. So study honestly, because that is kind of behavior you want to see from others too. Analyzing the dilemma of cheating. Now, let's analyze the dilemma. First, universalizability. Let's think about what would happen if everyone decided to cheat. If every student copy answer or look for ways to beat the system, then grades would no longer show who actually studied or understood the lesson. The whole purpose of tests and exam would become useless. No one would trust the results, and we will be able to tell who really deserved to pass or get honors. So, when apply cheating to everyone, the system breaks down. That's why we say cheating is self-defeating. It doesn't work if everyone does it. Second, respect person as ends. When a student cheats, they are not just breaking rules, they are also showing disrespect to their teacher, classmates, and the school. Teachers work hard to help students learn. And when someone cheats, like saying the airport doesn't matter, and the students is using teacher and the system just to get a good grade, not to learn. This means the students is treating others as a tool for their own gain instead of respecting them as people with value. We should always treat others as ends in themselves, not just the way to get what we want. Last is the autonomy. Autonomy means having the ability to make your own honest choices and take responsibility for them. When someone cheats, they are not being true to themselves. They don't get a real measure of what they know or what they need to improve on. Also, cheating is unfair to other students who work hard and follow the rules. It gives the cheater an advantage they didn't earn, which takes away for opportunity for others to succeed fairly. In short, cheating not only affects your own growth but is also harm others. Now, let's talk about the counter arguments. First, it is fair to prioritize abstract principle over the saving a human life. This question challenges the idea that we should always follow strict moral rules. Imagine you're hiding a friend in your house because someone is trying to hurt them. Then the attacker on your door and asks if your friend is inside. According to the Kant moral rule, you must tell the truth even if it means your friend might get harmed. But most people would say lying that situation is the right thing to do because it could save a life. This shows that saving a human life can be more important than strictly following a rule moral, like always tell the truth. Second, can strict moral rules always apply in real life situation where emotion and relationships are deeply involved? Let's say your younger siblings stole food because they were really hungry and you promise to protect them. A teacher asks you who did it. Following the strict rule, you should tell the truth and turn your siblings in because you love and care for them. You might choose to protect them instead. This shows that emotion and relationships can influence our decision, and strict rules may not always work well in real life. Lastly, the SCAN approach leaves enough room for compassion, empathy, and context in ethical decision making. Imagine a sick classmates as if they still look okay. Even though they clearly look tired and pale, you tell them they look fine so they won't feel worse. Kant would say lying is wrong, but your small lie comes from kindness. You're being compassionate, not selfish. This shows that sometimes being kind means breaking rule and compassion matters in the ethics.
Group reflection. After exploring Kant's categorical imperative, we learn and push us to think beyond our feelings and consider the wider effects of our choice. It encourages consistency and doing what's right, but sometimes feels too strict for real life situation. Balancing following the rules with understanding people's feelings and the complexities of life is a challenge. We realize that applying this philosophy requires careful thought and sensitive to the both principles and the human element involved.